These are the Gateron Yellow Pros, one of the most go-to linear switches in the hobby and for beginners. And yes, I am very much late to try them out for you, but how do they sound and feel? Let's find out. But before that, let me remind you of our sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is a company that specializes in custom PCB services and prototyping. They also offer this advanced PCBs if ever you need a high-end and a complex PCB to work on, and let me tell you that they do offer a lot, such as this high-frequency PCB for those who want to make a wireless PCB. This might be the option for you. They also provided a detailed explanation as to what they can offer. Head over to PCBWay.com and check out more about their PCB services and prototyping, and if you want to learn more about this type of their advanced PCB. Huge shout out to PCBWay for sponsoring today's video. What is going on, guys? RX here and welcome back to my channel. So we are back with a new Switch review, and in today's video we'll be taking a look and listen to the Gat Yellow Pros. Now, I kind of made a mistake. I was supposed to order the Milky Yellow Pros, but ordered the SMD Pro. But hey, I think this is really good for the RGB boards. And as mentioned, these are known as the go-to switches for beginners in our hobby, and I am very late to cover them and try them out. So in today's video, we'll be doing the usual a stock versus lube comparison, and one of my most requested, a sound comparison versus the Akko Jelly CS switches, and of course, a material breakdown on the switches. If you want to hear my thoughts and opinion about the Yellow Pros, please do stick around at the end of the sound test. And before we start the sound test, let me give you guys a quick disclaimer. The sound and experience may vary depending on your keyboard build, so we might have a different experience and it might sound different on your board or build. I'm using the Vega 65 with a polycarbonate plates, a PCB plate foam, and one case foam. The switches was filmed and was lubed with a Krytox 205 grade 0 and 105 grade 0 on the springs. The keycaps used was a GMK set. Lastly, I didn't use any editing software for the sound test. So with all that out of the way, please do enjoy the sound test on the Yellow Pros. So that was the sound test for the Gat Yellow Pros. Let me know what you think about them on the comment section down below. Let's have some small discussion, and also don't forget to hit the like button. And before we talk about my thoughts and opinion about the switches, you know the drill, let's break down the materials that was used on the switch. As you can see, these are a 3-pin switch, while the Gateron Milky Yellow Pro would come in with a 5-pin switch. The batches that I have had no pre-factory lube. So we have polycarbonate for both of the top and bottom housing. We also have POM for the stem. And the springs with a 60-gram bottom out force. So that was the material breakdown for the Gat Yellow Pros. Now, if you made it up to this point, I would like to say thank you for staying, and please don't forget to hit the like button. Before I finally talk about my thoughts and opinion on the switches, let me remind you of my quick disclaimer that the sound and experience may vary depending on your keyboard build, so our experience might be different to one another. Again, we are using the Vega 65 with a polycarbonate plate, a PCB to plate foam, and one case foam. Switch was filmed and was lubed with a Krydox 205 grade 0 and 105 grade 0 on the springs. The keycaps that was used was a jwick set. Now let's finally talk about my thoughts on the feel. On stock, it was decently smooth as expected. I have heard a lot about the Milky Pros prior into trying them out. I did notice a bit of a scratch on them, but it wasn't really bothering. I still prefer lubing them as it felt so much better and smoother, of course, once lubed. And from the actuation force all the way to the bottom out, it really feels solid. I really love the feeling when typing on them, so for the feel, hands down, it's a great switch. Now for my thoughts on the sound. On stock, it sounded a bit deep for my build. I did notice a little bit of spring ping, but of course once lubed, it sounded more subtle, and to be honest, you know me, I like high-pitched switches, but I'm kinda liking the deep creamy sound that it brings out on my Vega. It might not be my preferred sound, but I know some people really prefer this kind of a sound profile. So overall, I can say that the Gat Yellow Pros are really one of the best and decent budget linear that you can get, especially when you are a beginner in this hobby. You can't really go wrong in picking them up. It's a really solid switch and it's excellent for the price. Now, as for those who haven't tried it out and already tried a lot of switches like jwick, I would suggest to grab 30 pieces just to try them out on your alphas and modifiers, and let me know if it surprises you. Now for the common question, or the questions that I might get on the comment section, would I recommend this over the Akko switches? I can say yes, only if you are thinking of picking up the old CS switches like the Matcha Greens, Rose Reds, Radiant Reds, and the Vintage Whites. I can say you might want to consider these over the Akko switches, but if you are already considering the jelly switches, the new ones, I can say both are on par and both of them are really solid for the price. Both of them are really on the budget category as for the switches. So I can say it would of course boil down to your preference, like the actuation force or the bottom out force. The best advantage of these that I can say is that you can buy them in packs of 10, unlike the Akko switches. So yeah, that is it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed my review on the Gat Yellow Pros. I know I'm really late on trying them out, so if you can, please don't forget to hit the like button and let's aim for 50 likes as always. So what's next? Well, I do have the new Akko CS switches, the CS Sakura and the Jelly Purple. Please stay tuned for that. And again, thank you so much for the support as always. We are killing it on the previous Akko CS switches reviews, and I do have a special announcement this week, so please do check our community tab. So if you want to see more sound tests and of course switch reviews, don't forget to hit the like button. and share if you want, and of course, subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys on the next sound test. Peace.